Hello again, guys. This, if you are not familiar with it, is the original NFC ring. This is the result of a Kickstarter project that was done in June 2013, and I received this ring at XDA DevCon 2014 and made the follow-up video about it in December of 2014. I will put a link down in the video description, and I'll put a card up there so you can take a look at that original video about this ring. However, it's been about 3 years since that original Kickstarter, and so it's time for some newer and better things. This is the new NFC ring, the 2016 NFC ring. Starting October 1st, 2015, today, the new NFC ring Kickstarter officially launches. There are going to be 4 versions available with this Kickstarter project, at the very least. There are 2 additional ones that are stretch goals that are the alpha versions. There were alpha versions of the original ring, and they were just slightly wider bands, made it a little bit easier to hit that NFC tag. But for the time being, there are just 4 versions that are initially going to be released, 2 dark versions and 2 light versions. The one I have here is called Horizon. It's one of the dark versions. So let's go ahead and open this up. We'll just take a look at what comes in the box. This is a pre-production version, so it's not going to be anything final. It does say right here 10, so I'm going to assume it's the wrong size, but that's perfectly fine. So inside of the box, I see a manual here. It says NFC ring, 1 smart ring, unlimited possibilities. Tells you the contents of the box and quick start guide, some example uses, and what you can do for help and support. Then on the back, you've got some information about caring for your ring and how to get in touch with NFC ring if you need any help. Moving on down the box, I see an NFC ring tag. I'm guessing this is actually an NFC tag, and then a few stickers. If this is anything like the initial NFC ring, these should be able to be put on the back of your device just so you can keep track of where the NFC on your device is, so you don't constantly have to be hunting for it. You can just say, oh, that's exactly where it is on my device of choosing. And then finally, the last thing in this box is the 2016 NFC ring Horizon. You can see this is the dark version. Here it is compared to the previous version. And actually, these should be kind of similar in terms of design. You've got one side that has the black inlay on it. The other side has the sort of see-through inlay. There are 2 main differences between the new and the old versions. One, of course, is that the new one is made out of ceramic instead of metal. And 2, perhaps the bigger difference, is that they use N-Tag 216 chips, which are capable of storing 1 kilobyte of data, with about 888 bytes that it's accessible. The previous one used N-Tag 203 chips, which were only 144 bytes of available information. So on these new chips, you can store a lot more. And of course, when you combine that new material with the newer, better tags, the range on them is going to be increased. The original ones were said to only work for about a 1 millimeter range. So if your NFC reader was in a thicker case, for example, or if it just didn't have a whole lot of power to it, it wasn't going to be able to read these. But instead of 1 millimeter, the new ones are supposed to be capable of reading 1 centimeter away. Still not a really long distance, but a whole lot better than it was. So I've gone ahead and brought out the Asus Zenfone 2 just so I can do a quick test with it. Here's the original NFC ring, and as you can see, I'll just put this on the back, swipe it across, and there you go. So the NFC on this is right here, right about where the Asus logo is. And you see it did appropriately bring up the information. But it does take a little bit of effort. On the newer ring, I haven't programmed it. It has no information in it. But in theory, yeah, that came up a little bit easier. And it does bring up embargo notice information. This is not supposed to be released before October 1st. This video is being filmed ahead of time, obviously, but this will not be going out until then. I'll do the other tag as well. Yeah, it came out very easily. And these are obviously programmable. You can put, like I said, up to 888 bytes of information on them. And if you have an NFC compatible door lock, of course, you can do 2 different door locks with this one. So it can kind of act as 2 different keys. Plus you can program them with whatever information you want to put on them. Keep in mind though, 1 kilobyte is not a lot of data. So you can put pretty decently long URL or contact information, but nothing like an image or a video or anything like that. But you do have it on both sides. So what I generally end up doing is I put my personal URL, my twill.tv domain on one side, and then XDA on the other one. I'll probably do the same on the new one, although, as I mentioned, it is not quite the right size for me. You may be able to tell that just putting them up side by side. The original one fits here on my right hand ring finger. The new one, it's a size 10, I would assume. I've got a decent amount of extra space in there. But my contact over at NFC Ring said once the final production models are available, they'll go ahead and send out one for me to check out that is the proper size. But for the time being, I can just wear it there on my index finger or my middle finger if I'm so inclined. So this will definitely get the job done, help me when I want to punch those bullies. But if you would like to check this out for yourself, see what all they've got available, this is just one of 4 possible models, and they're going to be available starting at, I think, $30 on Kickstarter. So head on over to their Kickstarter for more information. I'll have links to that down in the video description. Thanks so much to NFC Ring for sending this out for me to take a look at. Thanks to you guys for watching. Remember to hit that thumbs up down below the video if you like this video, and subscribe to receive all of these videos whenever they become available, and I'll see you again next time.